Damn. Hi guys, welcome into another live session. We are starting right now. I just want to make sure that everything is right as we start. I think everything is okay. That's a good number we can start with. So welcome into another live session. We usually do this. This is not the first time. So today we are going to be talking about some few things, very few. Basically, what is automation, AI automation, what you can automate. And for example, you can work on something simple, something simple, just like automating something like searching for jobs. How can you apply for jobs? How can you look out for jobs online with AI automation? So we're going to start right away. I think we have a good number right now to start. So mostly we are going to focus what is automation. We are going to know what is automation in general, what is AI automation, what kind of processes you can automate on your daily basis, and basically everything, and also introduce the platform that we are going to automate with. So basically, what is automation? Automation is anything that you can automate. For example, you can automate things like social media posting. You don't have to post every single day. You can let AI post for your case. You can let AI basically do your daily jobs. Like for example, job application. If you're in data analysis, AI can do that data analysis for you. For example, if you are in data analysis, you can create AI agents that they can automate your daily tasks. For example, what can you automate in data analysis? You can automate things like, for example, you have been requested by your manager to do a certain task. So mostly they will send you an email. So after they send you an email, what happens? So the email, AI reads your emails, then goes into your database where you have your data. And if it has to extract certain metrics, then AI can go ahead and extract those metrics. So that's what we are going to be doing. And for today, we are going to be doing something really simple, job application. I know most of us, we have been struggling finding jobs. That's not hard, finding jobs. It's not hard. You just need to know the right tool that you can use. So you're going to jump straight into the automation and basically automating job applications. So this one is very simple. We are going to use platform that is called SeedIQ. And SeedIQ is basically an automation platform where you can use to automate your daily tasks. You can automate as many tasks that you want with SeedIQ. The good thing with AI nowadays, you just have to tell it whatever you want to do, either with your voice, either with only chatting with it, and then it can go ahead and automate whatever process that you want to automate. So we are going to configure several things. It's not going to take long, probably 30 minutes, and then you have your job applications. So what do you need? First of all, you need to have Google Sheets. You need to have Google Sheets. Of course, you have an account with Gmail, you have account with Google Sheets, where you're going to see your jobs, the jobs that you automate. You need WhatsApp, you need Telegram, or whatever platform that you wish to have. So this one is very simple. You can just go ahead and sign up or create an account. Create an account. First of all, you agree to the terms. You can read the terms, and then you can select an account that you want to create your automations with. So I'll select my primary account. There we go. It will take you to workflows. Basically, your workflows. In case you have any workflow, you can check out the workflows. But in case you want to ask anything, feel free to ask anything on the chat. I'll be here to answer all the questions. Initially, I think here should be empty because you have no workflows. You'll just see a list of templates. You'll just see a list of templates where you can either decide to use a template. You can just explore these templates in case you want to explore some few templates. Otherwise, you can get more templates. Right there. So for you to create an automation, for example, you can just click create a workflow. Basically, we call them workflows. So in workflows, right here, in case dark mode is not right for you, you can switch to light mode. I prefer light mode in this case. It's more visible. So this one is very simple. We have several ways. In SeedIQ, we have templates where you can select from list of templates to automate. So when you click templates, you can see all these kind of templates. Your social media analytics, job scrapping, in case you want to use that, in case you don't want to struggle building these automations, you can use these templates. And also you can share this with your friends. You can just click this link is copied, and then you can share with your friends these kind of templates. So in case you just want to use templates, it's very simple. You can just click templates. And for example, if I want to use this free template, job scrapper and auto applicant, then I can select, then I have all my nodes configured. It's now up to me to basically go ahead and configure these nodes. We are going to explain what are nodes in case this one is new to you. So that is one way in case you want to use templates. But in my case, I don't want to use templates. In case I want to do it manually, you can explore these basic nodes right here. Webhook triggers, all these kind of Gmail, email, whatever, Google Sheets Recruiter for recruiters, AI assistant. We have so much of AI assistant. In case you want to connect your Slack, your Telegram is right here, Google Drive, whatever, Facebook Analytics, in case you want to go ahead and analyze your posts, anything. In case you want to scrub also YouTube, we have all these kind of nodes. And the easiest thing you can do with these nodes is basically drag and drop. What is drag and drop? Just click that, drag and drop, just bring it here to this canvas. You can play around with this canvas. You can drag any node of your choice. And when you look at these nodes, you can see we have this type of nodes. First of all, we have triggers. There are actions. Never mind about the wordings, but you just need to know what you can do with these applications. So for example, how do you connect different nodes? We are going to explore further into each of these nodes and what they do. So basically, you can just click here. You see this button here, this small button, the green button here. You can drag and drop to connect with whatever node. You can connect with the start of this Gmail. Then that basically means, in technical terms, This data, whatever data is going here, it will be passed through here. Then that data will be dumped right here in this basic node here. So in case you want to connect as many nodes, you can connect. It's not limited to the amount of nodes that you can connect. Very simple. You can connect these nodes. But in case you found that you didn't want any node here, you can just click, then we have delete, or you can just press the delete key in your keyboard. There we go, the node is gone. But also in case you didn't want to connect this with this, you can just click this arrow here, this connector here. Let me zoom. You can collect this connector here. Then you can click disconnect, or you can test if that connection is valid. Very simple. You can disconnect like that. Also, this is not limited. You can connect as many nodes. For example, if I wanted to connect this, and I also wanted to connect something else like this, you can connect as many automations as possible. So basically, you can take the flow of data from here all the way to here. Also, that data can pass through here, then go ahead and give you the notification. So that is just the basic use of this canvas or this user interface. So let's explain what these nodes are. So basically, these nodes are just like application. Instead of going to your Gmail, this one is very simple. You just import Gmail here. Then you configure your Gmail account here. Then it will go to the next step. It will just go to the next step. Otherwise, in case I wanted to create an automation, I don't know what kind of nodes to use. For example, in our case that we are exploring, that is the job scrapper. Very simple, very simple. You can build with AI. You can click anywhere. Build with AI. There we go. Now you can prompt whatever you want here. Or otherwise, you can still type anything here, or basically build here, and then it will open this window right there. For example, I can just type here and then submit. It will work. It will work. So this one is complex. It's not complex, but it will go ahead and create your automation. Just in our case, for example, we are trying to create a job scrapper. A job scrapper. So what is a job scrapper in this case? So let's define what we want to do with job scrapper. I want to go to LinkedIn, Indeed.com, job mags, whatever platform that I want to scrap jobs. Instead of me manually going to LinkedIn, going to another site, Indeed.com, my remote jobs, all those kind of platforms where you can get those jobs. Instead of going that manually, looking for the latest jobs, then going writing that application letter, then sending that application. Now, what if, in this case, we create an automation where, for example, it will just trigger itself every single morning, or every morning, 8 a.m., it will go to these all different sites, look for the relevant jobs, go ahead, apply those jobs on my behalf. So how easy is that? So let's create such kind of an automation. And after it applies for jobs, how am I going to know what kind of jobs it has applied? I can take those jobs, then put them into a Google Sheet or whatever, Google Docs, whatever platform that you are comfortable with. Then it will put the jobs, and then it will tell me, I applied to these jobs. This is the application letter that I sent for each specific job. That one is very easy. So we already have that in mind. So how can we create that? For example, if we want to use AI, but we are not aware where to start. Very simple. Create a job scrapper that applies jobs and sends me a notification on WhatsApp. WhatsApp. In this case, let me just use Telegram, or whatever notes that you want to see. So this is one. This one is a very simple prompt. Create job scrapper that applies jobs and sends a notification on Telegram. So in this case, you can submit this one here. So if I use AI Builder, it's going ahead, it will figure out what kind of nodes we have. Then it will take the most relevant jobs, nodes, or basically application. You can call them application in case you don't want to call them nodes. Then it will figure out. So basically, I have this description here. It's telling me step number 1, schedule trigger that fires every day 9 a.m. We have job scrapper that pulls jobs from LinkedIn, Indeed, Remote, OK, and other boards. So after that, I can add my CV because, of course, it has to check the relevant jobs according to my CV. Then it will put the jobs into a Google Sheets. Then it will send me a notification on Telegram, the jobs that I have applied or the jobs that it has found. This is an AI agent doing all these tasks. So I can basically, in case I'm comfortable with that, I can apply that to Canvas. And now you can see, let me zoom again. So now you can see we have all these nodes that have been configured for you. Now you don't have to do anything else. Whatever you need to do, you just need to, as simple as now going ahead in each node, configuring the steps that you want. We can use this case in case you are new to this, or else in case you don't want this, I said, you can go ahead and use words. You can go ahead and use templates. I can delete that. I can go ahead and use these templates here. Job scrapper and auto applicant. Basically the same nodes, nothing different here. So let's design our canvas. We want this to have a good looking, Let me close this. There you go. So let's explain what's happening here. For example, I will schedule, I'll select what time I need these jobs to be applied. Then after that, I can set the criteria in which determines if I qualify for a job. So after I define the criteria right here, then you can go ahead, dump those jobs or whatever applications into these Google Sheets. So this email is where we are going to draft an email that will send to the recruiter in case we need that applied automatically. But in case we don't want that applied automatically, then just send me a notification, then I can send an application to those different platforms. I can go ahead and explore those jobs. If I qualify, if I'm good with that job, if I'm okay with that job, I can go ahead and apply. But in your case, do whatever you want. So let's try to configure this. First of all, before you configure, always make sure that your workflow is saved. Workflow not saved. So I can just save this workflow, job scrapper, YouTube. Let me just do this, job scrapper YT. So I want to configure, always make sure that you save. But I want to show you something here. For example, in case I had saved and I did a mistake, you can check your history here. You can check your history right here. And I can restore any history. For example, let me restore this history. Then you can restore your history in case you have any history. So let me just do that. It had not saved correctly. Let me just do this, YouTube. So I can save this workflow. Then I can check my history right here. It will show you the history. It will show you the history. So I want us to configure these jobs, these nodes. This one is very easy, very easy. So I want every single day, 8 a.m. 8 a.m., it will go ahead and scrap the jobs, then apply the jobs on my behalf. How do you do it? You just click any node. So we click the first node, single click, double click, whatever works. So you can check this recurring schedule, and I can select daily, weekly, monthly, whatever I want. You shall repeat every day, after every 24 hours. So it can't repeat after 31 days because that's 1 month. So every single day, 8 a.m., you can check here and do whatever time works with you. Every day 9 a.m., p.m., whatever you want. So I want this task to begin when? Today. Today is on date 6th. So it's not 9 a.m. So I can select 9 p.m. So 9 p.m., of course, it's 21. Not that time. So I want it every single day morning. So let it begin tomorrow on Thursday. So the next run will be on Thursday. So imagine that's it. That's it for that node. Very simple. Then here comes the task that you need to have or you need to do. So in this node where we have the job scrapper and qualifier, that's where you need to do the most of this scrapping. So you can just click it. Then of course you can leave everything as default. So I'll leave it to OpenAI, Anthropic, or whatever platform that you want. So I'll leave it at OpenAI. Then you can select the model. So what does this basically do? So basically this does, whenever you upload your CV, it scans through your CV, then it evaluates if your CV matches the criteria that we are going to set. We are going to set the criteria right now. So I'll just leave this as OpenAI, choose what is the best model. Let me just go with GPT-4o. It's faster and cheaper. So in this case, for you to scrap jobs, instead of writing code that scraps jobs, you don't need to do this. You just need to go to a website that is called Scrapping B that will give you the API. So I'll just click this and then I'll get the free API. So let me log in. I think I should be having an account. So I already had an account. So in case you don't have an account, you can create an account with Scrapping B. Now this one is just giving us the capacity to avoid writing the code for us to apply for the jobs. So you have this, your API key, just copy that API key. You have 1,000 credits. So make sure that you utilize those credits, 1,000 credits. So basically these are 1,000 runs. So if you run, find 1 job, 2, 3 jobs, 4, 5 jobs, then that is 1 run, that is 1 credit. So you just need to know how many times you can run before you exhaust. So once I copy this API key, very simple, I just go here and add my API key right there. That is API key, that's why we are not showing. So you can just leave this as default, Scrapping B or Bright Data. I just leave everything as default. Now here is where now I set my criteria. For example, I'm a software engineer, so that means I can go ahead and scrap product management or UI UX or any kind of job that you apply, depending if you are failed, your qualifications. So, for example, I'll be specific. I'll go with backend engineer. I'll go with front end engineer. But in case I want to do full stack, I can, just a moment, let me click again. There we go. You can just come full stack. I can go with full stack in that case. I can add as many qualifications. I can do with React, JS, JS. Depends with your qualifications. In that case, I'm just doing this because this is my field. I understand what I want. So okay, we have said that. So this basically does this. It goes to the sites and looks for any jobs with the keyword backend engineer, front-end engineer, full stack engineer, React, Node.js, whatever qualifications that I want, AI, whatever qualifications. Now I can do the location. In case I want a physical job, this one would be easy. Just type the location, US, Canada, Kenya, Nairobi, whatever location that you want, Nigeria. So also, because I know myself, the qualifications, I can decide to, basically this is location Nairobi, whatever location that you want. So because I know myself, the level of qualifications, I need to do whatever level, entry, mid, or senior level. So I can just leave any. I can just give it any level. Depends. Of course, we know we have some entry jobs that are high paying. Yeah. So these jobs, remember this was the physical location. But what job type do you want? Do you want remote, physical, on-site, hybrid, whatever jobs that you want? So I prefer remote. I don't like going to the office. There you go. I'll go with remote. Then, of course, here, now the job boards. Now the job boards here, I think I have 26 sites. Maybe you guys will be having 4 or 6 in case you are in the free plan. So over here, you can select the platforms. You see we have the remote. Okay, if you go to this site, you are going to find it's a job scrapping site, Remotive, all these kind of jobs, Himalayas jobs, remote.co, USA jobs, Glassdoor, we have LinkedIn, we have Indeed, ZipRecruiter, all these sites. We have all these sites here. But also you'll be given a chance to pay, I think, $2-3 in case you want to get more sites, in case you want to get more sites where you can look for jobs. I'll just leave as default for demo. I think people also post jobs in Stack Overflow, so I can select Stack Overflow or whatever jobs that I want. Now here is my qualification levels, where I also need to set an extra criteria. For example, let's say I had said mid-level. So in mid-level, I need to do the job matching. So in the mid-level, of course, they have their requirements. In job application, we have the requirements. Those extra requirements, you need to have degree, you need to have papers, all those kind of requirements, location, all those kind of requirements. In case I want to be very strict, then that's when I'm going to set this matching score. This matching score, these jobs, I can set to, let me set to 45. 45 is standard. I can set to 45. I don't want you to be that strict to find the exact jobs, but just give me something in between. And of course, I can set the maximum number of jobs I want per day to look for. I can look for 10 jobs, whatever jobs. Let me just leave default to 10, but you have a limit of 1 to 50 jobs, 1 to 50 jobs per day that you can scrap according to the settings of the system. Now here, remember this, I'm just setting the criteria. But how does it know, um, how does it know that I qualify for these jobs? Because I've also not given my CV, all those kind of things. So I can basically set my details here. Evans, my email, my phone number. In that case, I need this phone number, and my LinkedIn in case I want it. In case I want to add my LinkedIn, this is optional. I can add my LinkedIn right here. So where does this come into use? Very simple. So you see in this next process where it has to send the application to the recruiters. So in case the recruiter wants to see you, wants to know you, wants to see your LinkedIn profile, that's why we have LinkedIn profile here. Otherwise, it's not mandatory to have LinkedIn here. So, but for your advantage, you can add for the LinkedIn. So, also here, I need to add my CV. I need to add my CV right here. So in case you have any CV, make sure that you upload. Mine is already uploaded, but how to upload it? It's very simple. Let me see if I have my CV right here. Or my resume, depends on how you call it. It should be in documents. Evans Mutuku resume CV. I can upload it. There you go, CV uploaded. But in case by any chance this CV was wrong, you can delete it. You can delete this CV. You can delete it. See, I have only one. There we go. So I have uploaded my CV. Then just to add some more skills, I can add right here, in which it's not mandatory. So in case you leave it right like this, it will extract the data in your CV, then it will autofill it here in the process of running the workflow. So I can add my years of experience. I can add 5, 6, 7, depending with the years of experience you have in that field. That field. So I want to insist or add more criteria. So I can just copy these keywords here. Can basically copy these keywords, then just put them here. Can just put these keywords here, so that the AI basically insists the kind of jobs that you want. So after this, you can add career motivation. Career motivation. For example, I can add anything. So you can leave this without anything. So this, in case your recruiter receives your application, they can see this career motivation here. For example, I'm a passionate AI developer. For example, just something simple. Depends with whatever you want to write. So that's it for that specific node. I think that's it for now. Then you can save, otherwise it's auto-saved. You can save, otherwise it's auto-saved. So that's it. How many nodes have we configured? Let me just put these. So I have configured right here all these nodes. So we said this, you also said this. Now remember that AI needs to go to these sites that we have set, then scrap for jobs, then apply the jobs on your behalf. But how do we know what kind of jobs we applied or the AI got? Just connect your Google Sheets so that it dumps the data right there. Mine is already connected, so I don't need to connect, so I can disconnect. Let me just disconnect and connect Google Sheets. I need this account. Connect to this Google Sheets, ignore this part, just ignore this part and authenticate. In case you're wondering what site are we using, we are using CRIQ. Munene, you can share the link to CRIQ on the chat. Munene, you can share the link to CRIQ on the chat. So I have connected my Gmail. So basically this Gmail here in the Google Sheet is this Gmail account here. In my Google Sheet, where I'm going to see the jobs right here. The jobs in this Google Sheets. So let me go ahead and configure these Google Sheets right here. So in Google Sheets, we have several things that you can do. For example, let's take this example of these Google Sheets here. We have several things. You can create a Google Sheet. You have never created a Google Sheet. You can create a Google Sheet. You can, remember this Google Sheet as data, you can append. Append is basically adding some content right there. This is what we call appending. You can append or you can create. So all those actions are right here. So action, you can append, you can create a new spreadsheet, you can update existing rows, all those kind of criteria. So basically, I'll basically append rows because I don't have this. So let me just create a spreadsheet that I'm going to add the jobs. Very simple. Job scrapper. Let me just YouTube for me to differentiate. So this job scrapper YouTube. So what this does, in case you connect your Google Sheets, then it will fetch all your Google Sheets. So let me just refresh. Then if I select spreadsheet, I can see now this spreadsheet is right here. YouTube scrapper, job scrapper YouTube. That is the spreadsheet that we created here. So basically that means this spreadsheet right here is connected to our automation platform here. Munene, you can share the link for CRIQ on the chat. And also you can share the template on the chat as well. So you see this Google Sheet here that we have connected. One extra step that we need to do, select worksheet. Select worksheet is basically the sheets. Worksheets are these sheets here. This is sheet 1, worksheet 1, worksheet 2, worksheet 3, worksheet 4. These are the worksheets. So select worksheet. So I can select worksheet 1. There you go, no columns found in this sheet. You can ignore this error because no data that was found in this worksheet here. That's what it means, no data in this worksheet. Okay, let me share the link, first of all, for CRIQ on the chat, and maybe for that specific template. In case you want the template, let me share on the chat right now. Let me share this. I think we have shared the templates on the chat. Let me share again. Just a moment. You can check the link is there on the chat, on that template for CRIQ for you to access the platform. You can use the template in case you want to use that template. In case you want to use that template. So let's continue. So there we are. So I have selected this worksheet. Now remember, this automation is basically doing one thing: taking the data from the previous nodes or from the previous application, dumping it right here in the Google Sheets. So what you need to do, you can just click import variables. Import variables. So what variables do we have? We have the job title. Of course, we are scrapping for jobs, you have job titles. We have job name, company name, in the company that you are looking jobs from. We have the job URL, of course, the job link, the location, whatever we said, the email body in case you want to send that email, whatever. I'm going to import all the 13 variables right there. Imagine I'm done with the Google Sheet and my workflow is ready to run. My workflow is ready to run. So I can save. There we go. So imagine, in case you didn't want to continue from there, you can just execute this, node 1, 2, 3. Then in your Google Sheets, you'll have all these jobs right there. But in case you want to test if this is connected, you can click this node here, test node. You can click this node here, test node. So if I click test, there you go, test results successful. So in case I go to this sheet, sheet 1, I think it should be sheet 1. There you go. You can see all these jobs have been filled here. So that means that workflow is working. So basically, I just need to now fetch actual jobs. So you can ignore this because we have no actual jobs right there. So you can check these jobs now. So we have tested that. So in case you wanted it to auto apply, this one here, you can just leave everything as default. You can just leave everything as default. Application email, you can set variables. You don't need to set all these. Actually, this will be auto-configured the moment you select everything. So the email body here, it will be basically this email body. So where are we getting this email body variable? That's why I'm telling you to leave it as default. So in this test sheet, you can see the email body. So this email will be constructed or will be built by AI. Basically, it will be drafted by AI. This is the email that we are going to send. It will be prompted by AI. So you can leave everything as default, just like that. And in case you want to CC yourself, I can CC myself for that email. Otherwise, you can leave everything as optional. So you can save. And the last thing that you need to do, otherwise you can end your workflow there and it will still work. But in case I wanted to go further, every single day I get a notification that we have applied jobs on your behalf, then I can connect my Telegram right here. I can connect my Telegram right here. So you just need to create a bot. You just need to create a simple bot right here. So you can, in case you have not connected, you'll see a guide on how to connect or to create that specific bot. But we don't want to go to use much time. So I can just create a simple notification like, hi, Evans, the notification that I'm going to get from the bot. Otherwise, you can connect to your other apps. We have, let me see, what other apps do we have? You have not Facebook, other necessary apps like Slack, Telegram. Of course, you need WhatsApp. I'm going to import WhatsApp. We are going to import WhatsApp right in a few. So, hi, Evans, here are your jobs. Are your jobs. In case I'm too lazy, of course I am, Then I'm going to click click here, jobs URL, not job URL. Don't need job URL. I need the spreadsheet URL. Remember, this is the spreadsheet. This spreadsheet URL. Spreadsheet URL. So I just need to leave that like spreadsheet URL. Then it will tell me, Evans, here is your jobs. Then it will give me a link to, let me connect my Telegram. I'm going to show you my Telegram right now. This one is easy. Nothing crazy in my Telegram. So I don't mind sharing my Telegram. So we are going to see such kind of notifications right here in my Telegram. So yeah, thank you. Evans is your jobs that we found today or scrapped jobs. Then it will give me the link to the jobs. We are going to execute this so that we test it out. So there you go. So let me connect this. Is your jobs. Let me see if I have nothing else. So here is your jobs. So imagine that's it. So because this is a demo, I don't need to apply for the jobs. Instead, I can do away with this node. Okay, let me delete this node. There you go. I can delete this node, then I can connect this here. So that means my workflow only has 4 steps. The trigger, that is the time. My settings right here, that was very simple. I didn't need to pay for anything to access. And actually, this is free to access and build. Then we have the spreadsheet that I connected that is going to give all these jobs. And remember this step, that is importing variables is very necessary. Otherwise, you are going to see empty or you are going to see errors whenever you execute this. And then I have my Telegram here ready to receive notification. So in case you wanted to create a bot, so in Telegram, we have these 2 types here. Receive messages or send notification. Select the send notification. Then there we go. So my workflow is ready to run. So I can decide to test it. I can decide to wait for tomorrow morning for it to automatically execute this workflow. So I can run, or I can decide to leave it. So we are going to run, of course. So in case you wanted to create a bot in Telegram, just search for bot further, this bot further. Just go to your search for bot further. It will guide you on how to create new bots. Just click it start, after start, new bot, the name of the bot, or this kind of bot. It's going to guide you in case you have any problem. So let's test. Now let's test if our workflow works. So let me just arrange these. So my workflow is ready. So I just click run, and then I will wait for jobs. So the moment that you are running, it's not going to, you are unable to edit anything right here. So in case you want to see that, you can just see whatever task is running, whatever step is running here. You can see starting node, executing job scrapper node, scheduler, workflow, whatever, all those kind of steps. So you're going to give it around 1-2 minutes for it to complete comparing my CV, searching for the jobs that I qualify, and then all those different steps. So in case we run, we get any error, then it's going to tell us the error that we have right here in your execution history. So you're going to give it a moment to run. You can see it's telling you that node that is running. Otherwise, it will do this every single day because I set a scheduler, because I already set a scheduler. So in case you are new here, feel free to subscribe and also like And of course, you can comment whatever you want to automate. Let me know whatever you want to automate. Let me know whatever you want to automate. In case you guys want to automate, or you can get a partner, you can tell me you can automate that. It will go to Tinder and then check whatever partner that you need, and then you can do that. You can do that. It's automation. You can automate anything. Yeah, Chanel. Chanel. How are you, Chanel? Is it Chanel or Chanel? So it's executing 2 minutes. Basically, imagine setting this, you only need 15 minutes to set up. Then every single day, it's going to run automatically while you are asleep. So in case you want to automate anything, whatever you want to automate, just tell us, we are going to automate it right here. So of course it takes so much time here. There we go, created spreadsheet, there we go, done. So there you go, you can see this spreadsheet. See this spreadsheet that we created? This spreadsheet that we created, now we have our jobs right here. We have our jobs right here. So let me see, let me just edit this spreadsheet to look neat. So you can see the time, the job title here. Let's see if we qualify to these jobs here. So we are going to see the description of the jobs. So software engineer, React and Node.js, support manager, customer support. So if we check to these jobs, let's see if there is a description of the jobs, we must have some qualifications right here. You can check the kind of jobs. I think I need to switch the language. This is the language. This site must be having a language switcher. So yeah, just need to go to the site and figure out how can I switch this to English. So the job is in Switzerland because I didn't state the location. That's why it's going wild. Data analyst, of course. So why is it giving me data analyst jobs while I did not set any data analyst in my context right here? That is very simple. So if you go to my CV, let me check documents. Don't mind sharing my CV. So if I go to my CV, then data engineer, there we go. So data engineer can do data analyst. That's why it's extracting all this. Then to make sure that it gives me the jobs that I qualify. That's why in these jobs we have data analyst, protocol review specialist. So check your CV, then you'll find or full stacks in engineer, all these kind of jobs. Exactly how many jobs? 10 jobs. Just given me 10 jobs because I had set to a maximum of 10 jobs right here. Where is it? Somewhere here. 10 jobs. So do I qualify for these jobs? Let me see if I qualify. The qualification level. So India, application email. So all these jobs do not have application email. So why does they not have this application email? This is simple right here. So if we go to this job, let me check. In remote OK, these jobs here. So if you read through, you can't find any, you won't find any emails right here. So you can remote for software engineer, you can see the qualifications. You can see all this. Let's see the relevance of this job. When was this job posted? 3 months ago. This should be 3 minutes or 3 months. Let me see. Let me see another job. This one. Let me see the job that I qualified the most. This one, the first job. No, it's the same job. Let me see another one I qualify. 68% qualification level. This one was posted on LinkedIn, UK. There you go. 1 week ago, this is a relevant job that I can apply. So it went to LinkedIn, then it looked for this job, then I can apply. So this one is a relevant one. Yes, it's a relevant one. You can apply for emails. There you go. But we have not set customized CV because we already have CV that was applied. You can ignore the rest of these variables. So you can see the qualification level of this job. I qualify 70%, 65. These two jobs I don't qualify. Let me see why. Data analyst, no experience required. Let me see what job is this that I don't qualify. Should be loading. You're going to go back there once it's done loading. And also these jobs, we do not qualify for these two jobs. Why? Protocol review specialist. Yeah, I don't qualify for this job because my CV does not contain anything to do with specialist, protocol specialist, just like that. Imagine with that, we have built a complete job scrapper with free resources, free credits, free software, all those kind of jobs. Now, tomorrow morning, this will execute itself. Then it will give me the jobs. So in case I'm interested in these jobs, let's see our Telegram. We didn't check our Telegram. Let me see. We didn't check our Telegram. So there must be something. Let me see what node did not execute. Did we really execute this? Let me just test it if it's working. Close. The spreadsheet URL. This one is working. Yeah, it should work. It should work once it's done with this process right here. Yeah. So that's how you can automate job scrapper. And we only have that for today. So let me see what Chanel has to say. I'm a vibe coder. I'm always getting back stuck on M-Pesa integration. I think shall get learned. Can someone share the Telegram link, please? Telegram, you just need to go to Telegram. Just search for web.telegram.org. Web.telegram.org. You're going to get the web version of Telegram. The web version of Telegram, just like WhatsApp, instead of installing it in your mobile phone. So let me see if anyone else has any query. So that's it for the job scrapper. So in case you want to automate anything else, that's very simple. And I can see my job scrapper here. That was executed right here. There we go. It's configured to run every single day. All these other applications. So you can build anything with AI. You can search for any workflow. You can build anything. You can use the templates. Now, let's see the people who post on LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever platform that you post. It's very simple. You can also automate that with AI. You can automate that with AI. For example, I just want to prompt. You're not going to configure. I'm just going to see if this platform can build that. I want to post on social media, on LinkedIn, X/Twitter, Facebook. So you don't need to create a very good prompt. You can just try and do anything. Let me see if it's going to build. Let's see. So it's searching for nodes. There you go. This should have adding 3 nodes. Let's see. So in case that one was not correct, add Facebook and LinkedIn nodes. Let me see. If it's going to add, apply to, there you go. So it has applied. You see, if I prompt, it's going to append. So if I do this, you can see it has appended all these nodes right here. Also, I can tell it, let me open the AI builder. Also add Twitter. Let me see how smart this AI is. Adding one, apply. There you go. Just added X. So there you go. If I arrange this one is Facebook, and this one is X. You can see it has connected all these nodes. It has connected these nodes. So basically, I can schedule every single day AI content generator where I can write my daily prompts, whatever I want to be created. I can do the social media publisher in which I'm going to restrict, is it going to publish automatically or not? Then from there, it will go ahead and post on LinkedIn if I connect these apps. If I connect LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. So yeah, so that's how you can automate with Zeta IQ. So that's it today. We are going to see you in the next session. So we are going to do this every single Wednesday. We are going to be looking at, so let me first name this social media posting. YouTube demo, so that I don't confuse this and then I can save. So we are going to be doing this every single Wednesday. We are going to look at the most painful thing that we need to automate. Then we are going to do that. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate. Make sure that you give me a like, a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate so much sharing. Yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate your time. And thank you, everyone who joined. See you in the next one next week on Wednesday, same place, same time. Have a nice day.